There we are. And I'll go ahead and get Miss Spiliotis's PowerPoint open for her. And we're good to go. So without further ado, here's Miss Zoe Spiliotis.
Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me all right, and I apologize for my raspy throat. I'm getting over a cold from last week. But I am glad. Oh, hi. I'm reading the chats too. I'm glad you're here for this virtual event, Tejano virtual event. This is a session that we've done in the past. I usually present it with another art faculty, Brack Morrow, but unfortunately he couldn't make it today, so it's just me. But I still think it'll be just as fun. So really what we're going to be doing today is kind of an interactive session. I'm going to have just a very short kind of PowerPoint presentation about this kind of photography and perspective of looking at things in a new way. And then I'm going to ask you guys to also participate. So we'll take about 15 minutes and I'll send you out into your room or wherever you are, however far you want to go, to practice some yourself and email me the pictures that you take, and then together we'll kind of go through and see if we can identify what everybody has taken. And so let's get started in exactly what we're trying to do for this session. This is really about using the tools that you have, which are your cell phone usually, to find beauty in new and unique ways in kind of your everyday world of things that are around you. That's why it's called the marvelous in the mundane. We can make images of ordinary things, things that we have around us, that we pass by, that we don't look at very often anymore, by photographing them with macro photography, changing our perspective on them, we can create these kind of really interesting images and really beautiful artworks. So I've mentioned macro photography already, and this is just use close-up photography. So photography where you're zooming in or taking photographs of small objects or small spaces. So it's really about changing your perspective on the piece that you're looking at. And this is a very important concept in art. This is something that became kind of very popular, a shifting of perspective, a way of composing images from the modern art period and maybe onward. So here you can see we have a photo from a student in the past from Breck's class who took this photograph, which you may or may not be able to tell is of a hairbrush and its bristles. So when we're looking at this image, even if you didn't recognize exactly what it was at first, you get a sense of like, this could be a hairbrush, bristles if you recognize it, but it could be something so much more. It could be this kind of landscape, right? We almost feel like we can get in there in between these kind of tall, almost skyscraper-ish shapes of the bristles themselves. And so this is one of Brack's pictures. You thought it was a back massager? Yeah, well, it could have been, right? It's really open to interpretation when you zoom in on things and you take away some of the context of the piece. So it creates kind of almost an abstraction of the object in the image that allows us to think maybe a little bit more creatively and use our imagination to figure out what it was. So does anybody think they know what this might be? Is it a hood of a sports car? You could type it in chat, or you can feel free to unmute yourself. That's fine. A cell phone? Okay. Maybe like my cell phone a while ago, but the flip phones. Anybody else? Okay. Well, I believe that this was his mouse. Hair clippers. It does look like hair clippers. That's a really good guess. But this is kind of one of those portable mice for your computer. Let's go to the next one. Now, what about this one? Any ideas? A hairbrush again? I think that is actually what this is. Again, this is Brax, and he's not here, so he can't tell us. A keychain. Yeah, it does look like a keychain. One of those, or a broom. Yeah. So we get the idea with this image here that we're really picking up on the textures and kind of the formal elements of art, really. So although we don't have, oh yeah, a vacuum machine, yeah, at the bottom, the brushes that spin. Although we don't have like the full context of the piece, exactly what it is, we start to recognize things within it, and we can, you know, really recognize in this one the texture, I think, and it becomes kind of a jumping off point for us to try to understand the image a little bit more. How about this one? This was another student submitted piece. Anybody have any ideas about this? Just a wow. Okay. Cheese grater. Uh-huh. I think it's actually an iron. Oh, chess and checkers table. Yeah. Yeah. So we can start to see, even in this image, things that we start to pick up on really quickly. The shapes inside the image, the fact that there's a pattern, the colors. Yeah, marbles table game. Yeah, so we start to identify and maybe think how, what things are around us and what they might look like up close. And so we start to get all these different ideas. And all of those are really good guesses. So what we're going to do to take our macro images, there are some things to take into consideration. This is also a student's photograph over here to the left of, you know, a macro photography image. So some things to keep in mind when we go out and we take our own cell phone pictures is that you want to make sure you have good light so that you can zoom in, you can get a good image, because remember, we're removing the context of the piece. So we need to have clear images and good lighting to help us create the best picture, and also get the information where we can start to have people's imaginations, you know, run wild with it. So you're going to use your camera's phone to zoom in, also get really close physically to it. Make sure you have good light, and also make sure that you're not casting a shadow onto your subject. That's going to be really important, because we don't want our own shadows to interrupt what we're trying to photograph. And as you're looking for things to photograph, look for interesting textures or interesting colors, maybe patterns that are interesting to you. And don't be afraid to really experiment. So think about different ways you can move around and frame the subject as you're taking a photo. So maybe you take it from one angle and then you take it from a completely different area, angle or perspective. And take lots of images, you know. Zoom in, zoom out, and see how close you can get or how far away you can get before it starts to read as the item that's recognizable. Because we're trying to trick people here a little bit, right? We're creating this kind of an abstract image that loses its connection to the original object. That's kind of the goal of the macro photography. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about this project or macro photography or anything like that before we finish up and give ourselves a little bit of time to practice this? I'm not hearing anything yet, so I guess you guys don't have any questions. What we're going to do is we're going to just take 15 minutes. I want you to go around your house, around your desk. You don't even have to get up if you don't want to. And use macro photography and photograph something or maybe a couple of things, and then email me your images to my EPCC account, which is on this slide and also in the chat that Patricia just put in there. And then I'm gonna upload them in a PowerPoint, and we're gonna just kind of take a look at them and see if we can guess what everybody's is, and maybe talk a little bit about them. Remember that you want to crop your image so that the subject is the full image space, the full picture plane that we're looking at. We don't want to see anything in the background or the edges of objects, those kind of things, okay? Okay, so if there's no questions, then let's go ahead and get started, and we'll meet back here at, let's say, 1:30. And remember to email me at least maybe 2 images of different things, okay? So 2 different objects using your macro photography, and email to me.
You got it, Miss Zoe. I'm going to go ahead and put some music on for our 15-minute intermission here.
Okay, that's great. Can this slide stay up with the email address on it?
It won't be able to stay up.
Okay, that's fine. Just remember that.
we can have it quiet. It's not a big deal either, if you prefer that.
No, you can leave the, you can put the music on, that's fine. If you need my email, just remember that it's in the chat and you can copy it straight from there, okay? And everybody will meet back at 1:30.
Okay. Welcome to Tahana Virtual Events. Our session will be starting in just a few minutes. Welcome to time. You don't have to worry. Sorry about that. I just went a little bit over. Miss Spiliotis, are we ready, or do we want to play the music for a little longer?
I think we're good. I'm just uploading the PDF file that I made of the submissions that I got up until this point. So I think if anybody has more to send, go ahead and send them. We can always upload them individually and take a look at them too. So let me just check on how our file is doing. Okay, we got it. There you go. Oh, it did that weird thing where it flips it. I have no idea why that happens, but you know, we're dealing with kind of abstract imagery here, so it probably won't really hurt us. So can everybody see this?
Yes, I can see it. It's very purple and interesting.
It is very purple. Does okay, great, Angel. Does anybody have any idea what this might be? Okay, a back massager. Interesting. Now, why do you say that? What makes it make you think of that? Oh, because of the bumps? Okay. A lamp or something like that, a decoration of a room, and a toy. Okay. A cup holder. Good. Yeah, I think you're on the right track there, because it's actually my water bottle right here at the desk. So just a close up of the little part for you know, gripping onto it. So, but it's very beautiful. In this image, especially, I think that you can see all the reflections of the different things around it, the different lights. It's by a window, so it has natural light. You can also see kind of the reflection of the artificial light bulbs, the little yellow ones. Okay, great. So let's go on to the next slide. What about this one? Any guesses on this? A chair. Okay. A glove, a sofa. Okay. So I'm seeing a theme here. We're definitely feeling that the texture on this is something kind of soft because we have guesses of a sofa, a chair, and a glove. Those are all things that are very soft. Interesting. Okay. Does anybody want, whoever's image this is, do you want to tell us what it actually is? The holes are confusing, Patricia. Yes. Right? Because you definitely don't want holes in your sofa. Okay, here we are. We have the artist. They're sneakers. So it's a close-up of sneakers. And then I would assume that the holes are for shoelaces. Okay. Good job. And I want to say that looking through the images that everyone sent me, these are really beautiful images on their own. Like you could take these and have these as being shown in the gallery or having it hung in your house. And I think that they would be intriguing for people to really look at. So there's some great photography skills I was already seeing here. Okay, what about this one? Anybody have any ideas about this? A carpet. Okay. Anybody else? A door, a box. Yeah, this one's kind of confusing because there's lots of kind of different textures that are happening here. Okay. Does the artist want to tell us what this actually is? Did anybody guess correctly? Okay. It's a mirror in furniture. Okay. That's interesting. That kind of, for me, I initially thought it was like a car because it did have that mixing of the different textures, something hard and something soft. Okay, what about this one? Yeah, this is a really nice image. It's wild. We have a guess at a sponge or a hairbrush. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a lot of texture that's happening there. A close-up of a sunflower, that's a good guess too. Any other guesses? Okay, why doesn't the artist tell us what it might be or what it is? A makeup brush. That's a good one. This one definitely kind of transforms it because it does have that texture, but you're really unsure if it's something soft or it's something kind of hard and bristly. Okay, what about this one? A door, a floor, or a table. Okay, a wall. I really like this one because it feels very textured and I like the colors on it. Plywood, okay. Who's the artist? And do you want to tell us what it actually is? A plywood shed door. All right, good. And excuse me, what about this one? This one is very interesting. So does anybody have any ideas about what this might be? It does seem hard. For some reason, it reminds me a lot of Godzilla. And I think that's just the shapes of the forms that are in here. Is there any guesses at all on this one? Oh, okay, something that works, stuff in the kitchen, something electric. Okay, so something mechanical. Okay, something that's like resin, figurine or something. Okay, so we're picking up on maybe the regularness of the shapes and the material, like how it kind of looks to be shiny almost. The middle of a Christmas tree, a fake Christmas tree. It does kind of look like that. Okay, does the artist want to tell us what it actually is? Because I think it's probably stumped all of us. Oh, yeah, see? This is a close-up, the brush part of the mascara wand, you know, to put that lovely dark color on our eyelashes. Wow, that's a really good image of that. That did stump me. Okay, what about this image? Anybody have any ideas about this one? Tile, okay. Pages of a closed book. Okay. Any other guesses? A painting. Oh, yeah. You know, I think a lot of these look like they could be abstract paintings in themselves. Part of a piano. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, this one was actually mine. And I guess I can fool Patricia because she's been looking at a lot of closed books lately. This is a closed book that's sitting on my desk. Now this one also looks hard. So what do we think about this piece? Any guesses? Black pencils. Okay. Good. I think that's a good guess. Something linear, dark, part of furniture. Okay. Yeah. I mean, this one's really cropped in, so we really don't have much to go off of, right? Any other guesses? Yeah, I think this one also stumped us. Whose is this? And do you want to tell us what it is? Okay, the furniture of a bookshelf. All right. Well, those are good questions, good guesses that you guys have for these. I'm really picking up on some important visual aspects of each one. Okay, and we have this one. Yes, I agree, Patricia. It's unusual looking. It almost looks like an aerial view of something, like some weird like field and walls or canals or something. A cement decoration on the ground. Okay. Any other guesses? Some kind of a style of a wall or something outside in the backyard. We also have a planting pot. Okay. Whose is this? And do you tell us what it is? Oh, Patricia got it at the last minute. It is. It's the sole of a sneaker. That's great. You guys did an excellent job with this, and I have a few more just regular files to share. So let me upload those, and we can take a look at those also. Okay, I'm sharing. It is fun to try to guess these, you know, and it's like, it is playing detectives and trying not to be stumped, and then the artist trying to stump us, you know. Who can get rid of the most information from the object? So does anybody have any clues about this piece? What do you think this is? Cotton or gum or a decoration? Makeup? Okay. I thought of an ear. It looks like an ear to me. A lip of a plastic lid, one that seals. Oh, that's a good guess. So what is this of? Does the artist want to type in what this is actually? A candle. Oh my gosh, I would not have ever guessed that this was a candle. That really stumped all of us. Okay, let's see. There we go, there's the next one. What is your guess on this? Cauliflower? Oh, everybody's saying cauliflower. The white broccoli, that's what my kids call it. But expired. Okay, so not good cauliflower. That's everybody's guess. Is that correct, artist? Oh, it's purple. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they do have purple cauliflower. I've never gotten it before. And I think they have an orange one also. I've seen orange cauliflower also, which, you know, makes it maybe more fun to eat than just plain white. Well, I think that's it. That's all of my images. So that's really the end of this event. I really want to tell you that from an artistic point of view, these images are really great images, and I would encourage you guys to do this every once in a while when you're out. Great way to pass time, to maybe look at things a little bit differently and notice different details about them, and to try to capture them. they're really great artistic images. They can be really fun, like Patricia is saying. It's great to try to show somebody and see if they can guess how you looked at this object and what it was. I think it's, just a fun way of changing your perspective and changing your way of looking at kind of ordinary objects that are around you all the time. So I hope you guys had a good time with this. And like I said, I encourage you to keep going.
I know I
Go
had a
ahead.
good time. Angel says he had a good time. This was a lot
Good.
of fun. I had a great time. I'm really grateful for you presenting today, Miss Spiliotis. I wanted to take a quick moment and invite everyone to this Friday's TVEs, which will be Happy Math Hour Friday at 3 o'clock. And then this is also the flyer for next week. Next week, we are not having an event on Monday, this coming week, July 26th. And so we'll just have Math Happy Hour next week as well. So it'll be inverses and determinants of matrices, as well as system of equations if you're doing Math 1324. I did really enjoy this session, and I really wanted to thank you, Ms. Biliotis. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. We hope to see you again soon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Yes, have a great day, guys. Thank you. Thanks for having me, Patricia, again.